Hello, my name is Lentebrice, but you can call me Lent, and welcome to this video on the tree repository. I'm going to show the contents of the repository, I'm going to show a new filter option that I put in, and I'm going to show quickly how you can world paint a forest yourself with a tool called World Painter. It's my preferred tool to make forests nowadays. So yeah, let's go right into it. I'm just going to open the folder with the tree repository. Now if we go right in it, we see two folders, one called Maps and one on Tree Schematics. Let's first go in the Maps folder. There are 4 world file folders in here. Test Island Europe, Test Island North America, Test Island Rainforest, and Tree Templates. Now the test islands are islands that I world painted myself, just trying out combining various trees with each other, combining them in forest and see how it looks, and trying to make a good looking island kind of. And yeah, you can look at it in game and see whether there's anything that inspires you or that you like. Now there's also a world file called Tree Templates. This is a flatland world with a grid on which all the trees are placed. There are signs standing next to the grids with the name, so if there's particular trees that you like, you can note it down, or if there are ones that you don't like, you can also note it down, and you can help this when you're deciding which trees you want to be using. Now there's also a redirect, a shortcut. This should bring you directly to your saves folder. It's a relative redirect, so it should work for all Windows PCs. So yeah, you can just select one, copy it, and then go there, use the shortcut and paste it, and you're all set to go. Now if we go back and go into the Tree Schematics folder this time, we see more folders, and there's also a schematics file in this folder. This is the same grid as what I told before, with the trees on it and the signs saying the names, but this is a schematic file. You can put it in, for example, World Edit on the server. You can paste it in, set a warp, and builders can go back and forth seeing which trees they like and then use it in other parts on the server. So yeah, you don't need to make the schematic yourself. Now in the folders, which are called Native Trees of Europe, Native Trees of North America, and Trees of the Amazon, are schematics. And these schematics, usually for pretty much every tree, there are 2 schematics. There's a large schematic and a small schematic. It's in the name. And large schematics are full-grown trees. These usually range between 25 and 30 blocks tall, and we have small trees which range to about 15 blocks tall usually. So yeah, depends on what you want. But you can. I tend to put them through each other in forests, because full-grown trees stand next to half-grown ones as well. But anyway, let's go to the new filter option right now. It's an Excel sheet with macros, so you need to have macros enabled. There's no security risk, I promise. So yeah, this is the Excel sheet. We have various filter options, where there's climate, there's the type of tree, with which I mean deciduous or coniferous or deciduous coniferous trees. And then we have the suggested biome, suggested Minecraft biome that is, and the continent. Now you need to select checkboxes in all of these 4 filter options, because it's the way how the filter works. You need to, it works on the basis of true and untrue, and it's not really that important, but you just need to check checkboxes in all 4 categories, otherwise nothing will turn out. Now let's say, in a case example, I want to make a large quaking aspen forest, such as you would see in Canada, because I like large birch looking forests. Now, but I do want to throw in some other trees, kind of to break up the scene a bit, bit more color into these forests, because quaking aspens are birch looking, and I just want to have some brown bark as well in there. So I'm first going to see which climate there is in Canada. If we click the link under the header climate, this will bring us to a Wikipedia map, and you can see on this map which kind of climate they have where on Earth. So in the index we see there are various groups: tropical, dry, moderate, continental, and polar, and in these groups are subsections further specified. Now I follow the same pattern in the filter. If we look at Canada, it looks kind of pinkish, so that means that they have subarctic climate over there. Well, most of it at least. And so I'm just going to click this away. I'm going to select subarctic in this checkbox. I said I wanted deciduous trees because I know they have a lot of coniferous trees, but I like to keep deciduous and coniferous separated a bit, kind of. So I'm selecting deciduous. Suggested biome, any forest or forest hills biome should do. And continent, I'm going to choose North America because maybe I want to stick to the North America setting. So as you can see, it turns up 4 results. We have the quaking aspen itself, of course. I know it was in there because I made the repository. And we have the alder, which is a European tree. It's in, by the way, on the left side you see in which section of the repository it is. It's either in Europe, North America, South America, which is the Amazon. The elder turns up, green ash, and the paper birch. Now the paper birch, as the name would suggest, is a birch tree, and of course has birch bark. The same as for the quaking aspen, and I don't think I want to be using that one. But the elder and the green ash might work really well. I think they're both brown barked and quite a bit, maybe a bit bigger as well. So I'm going to stick these in between this quaking aspen forest, I've decided. So yeah, let's go to World Painter now. Loading takes a bit longer while I'm recording. Usually it pops in right away. Wow. Ooh, there we are. Now my World Painter might look a bit different as to yours. I have some custom brushes which you probably won't see, and mine is in Dutch. Since a recent update I can't change it back to English, unfortunately, but I will say in English what we're looking at. We're going to look at the layers section. Beneath these layers is a plus sign. I'm going to click the plus, and then we're going to add a custom object layer. So I'm just going to click this. There's this pop-up menu. I'm going to click the plus button again. And now I'm going to navigate to where I saved the tree repository. So select the tree repository, go to schematics folder, North America. Because I have the quaking aspen here, I'm going to switch back to Excel for a bit to see what the name was again. The green ash was also in North America. So let's select the green ash as well. I'm holding down console, by the way, so that I can select multiple trees at once. So I'm just going to open these. Now they're all listed here. I'm going to click the plus again because there was also this European tree that I want to add in. The name was the alder. So Europe, I'm going to select the alder tree. I'm selecting also the large and the small version of the tree because, as I said, I want to have the full-grown one and the half-grown one standing through each other. There is an option to further specify the ones that you want to see the most. So the green ash, the large green ash, I just clicked on the option on the 3 dots behind it. This opens this other menu. We'll have some more options to specify it a bit more. We have this in blue, we see the offset. We're going to click this. This is the green ash, it's larger, and usually these larger trees have more prominent roots. And when you're going to put them on kind of slopey hills, then this might cause for floating roots. Therefore, I'm going to lower the tree 1 block into the ground. This should account for quite a bit of floating roots that you would otherwise have. Now you see the y-axis below here, which is the vertical axis. We're going to do this -1 and then going to press OK. Relative frequency, the green ash, the big green ash. I don't want to have them everywhere throughout the forest, so I'm just going to set the relative frequency to 50%. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to put the small one on 50% as well. The smaller trees usually have just one tree block tree trunk block. Therefore, they have no problems with floating roots most of the time, and you don't need to do the offset thing. So I'm putting the green ash small on 50%. Now the large alder, let's set this one to 50% as well. This one might have floating roots, so I'm going to set this, the y-axis, to -1 again. And the small alder, let's set these to 25%. And now the quaking aspen, I want to see a lot of quaking aspen, so I'm going to set the relative frequency to 400%. And the quaking aspen small at 300%. So yeah, now you can also change the color of the brush. You can make a whole list of these brushes in the layers section. So at some point you want to make them differently colored so that you can distinguish forests from each other where they kind of approach each other. So yeah, I think this brush is done. You can also give it a name if you want to. I'm going to name it Test Brush 1. Just for this example. Now you see Test Brush 1 popped up in the layers menu, and I can add more if I wanted to. It works in the same way. I'm not going to bother to do it right now. So now I'm going to select a brush. I'm going to select this one because it has a quite dense center, but it fades away at the edge. So there's this transition area where there are less trees spawning. This works nicely for the edges of forest, in my opinion, because it's not like plains dense forest. All of a sudden, there's no abrupt cut. It's like you have a sporadic tree standing somewhere, or 2 or 3 trees. So I think this is the best approach. I'm just going to paint it in. Oh, by the way, the intensity works the same as for other brushes. This one is about in the middle. It is not that intense, but if I would turn up the intensity, of course, the trees would spawn closer to each other, and the forest would be a lot denser. And just the color is also denser when I brush it in. But I'm going to undo this because I don't want to have that really dense forest. I think about midway should do the trick. I'm now going to set the spawn. I'm using this pointer, this aim pointer kinda. It's just can reset the spawn. I'm going to center this where I painted the forest, and now I'm going to export just a few chunks. That is because then the exporting goes a lot quicker. Then the exporting goes a lot quicker, and there's another nice trick. I'm going to call this world A1 for now. Because you can keep Minecraft and World Paint open at the same time, I'm going to export this world as A1, and this means that, that's the name it will pop up in Minecraft. But if I'm in A1 and the forest is not dense enough to my liking, or there's some other problem with it, of the World Painter can stay open, Minecraft can stay open. I'm just going to switch back to World Painter. I'm going to intensify the brush, or going to decrease the intensity. I brush it over, and I can export it as world called A2. And since that save file wasn't loaded in Minecraft at that point yet, I don't have to close down Minecraft because I'm not overwriting an active file. And I can just go back to single player menu, go to saves, and then A2 is in the menu as well. So I'm just going to export this. I'm selected a few chunks, selected 9 chunks. This should only take, I don't know, 6 seconds or something, because it's going a bit faster when you're only exporting a few chunks. Oh, it took 8 seconds. Now let's open Minecraft. So now I'm in Minecraft. Let's go to the saves. Select A1. So this is the world that we just generated. It's a bit dense. It's denser as I would like it. So at this point I would return to World Painter and do something in decrease the intensity, but of course this is just hypothetical case. We're not even going to bother. But yeah, this is kind of a possible end result. Yeah, a quaking aspen forest. I would put in some more low growth stuff. Anyway, So this is kind of the thing that you can do with World Painter with the custom object brush. I hope you liked this video. I hope you can make use of it. So yeah, let me know. And also, if you're using these trees for projects of yours, I always like to hear about what you do with them. This you can see, by the way, that the tree roots are sunken. But yeah, I always like to hear and see what you guys do with like the things that I built. So yeah, let me know. Comments, feedback is always appreciated. Likes as well. Subscribe. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Have an awesome day.